recently I did a flared set of nails. I don't particularly like them, but I do see the value in the nail estate, and I love it for nail art. I think that's why people who wear flared nails wear a lot of nail art. They appreciate the value of that. So that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to do wreaths, Christmas wreaths. Saturday, December the 6th, I'm hosting a 4-hour live Zoom nail class. Go to nailcareer.com or use the link below. I really had fun with a lot of the nail estate that is on here, and one thing I did was Christmas wreaths. And because there's so much nail estate, I did them in beads, like a 3D. So I'm going to show you how I did it. I did draw out my pattern of what I wanted to do, and the longest finger I did dedicate it to the wreath. So let me show you an easy way. It's not really too difficult. It's just knowing the bit of the different techniques to do it. Okay, I'm just going to start with a dot of color, and I'm just going to use these dots as the reference for the size of the hoop, because if you start doing the hoop, the wreath, the round circle part, you might kind of get it too big. So you want to know the parameters of which you're working in. This won't be seen in the final result. It's just a guideline. Okay, I'm just going to get a little dot. I'm going to start at the highest point because I do want to maximize the nail estate. So there's the tallest point, or the top of the circle, and I want it to be about this big, I think. So just go immediately cut it in half and go right to the side. Cut it in half and go right to this side. And that'll be the parameters. And I'm just going to fill in my circle in between there. Okay, that's just a guideline. And I think I will nuke it so I don't smudge it, bump into it. I'm going to erase that off the table. I'm just going to clean up my table. And don't forget to take it off your dotting tool because it can get right on there. That's a really good circle. That's going to be good. Okay, so now I'm going to work with some 3D beads. They're like a full circle. You could do half backs too. And I'm just going to pour them on the table here. And I want the little ones too. I want all different sizes. I'm just going to corral them all into this space. And then I'm going to work with the caviar beads. I love caviar beads because it fills in all the little holes, because sometimes the big ones, they clunk together and you need something to fill it in. So I just like the little bit of caviar bead to fill right around the edges. Just fill in those little areas. It just looks so good. Okay, so here's the trouble that you might find going forth. If you just paint it with a gel, like a top coat, and then you start placing your beads, the beads are going to fall off. So I suggest doing it in sections. That's why it's good to map it off where you're going to be. And we're going to use hard gel for the bigger beads because it really holds it into place. And I'm going to show you what I do to make sure that I don't lose track of my circle and I don't let them run off and cure like lopsided and then it's like running away. I really want to keep that circle. So one thing I find really annoying is when you're working, you kind of want to work quick. You kind of want to put them down. Get yourself a little pad and have alcohol on it and place it right next to. So if you can take your dotting tool or a brush or anything just to remove any gel that's sticking, because gel is very sticky and it can be very annoying if it's not sticking when you want it to stick. That makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to go in and take a dollop of my hard gel for the bigger beads. And I am going to place a big bead at the top. So I'm going to put, for my reference, a dollop up there, and I'm going to do one here at the bottom so I know the top and the bottom of my circle. Now the top, I'm going to pull to the next one, and I'm going to pull that hard gel to the next one. So I'm creating a circle now with that, and I'll go ahead and do that on the bottom as well. Okay. Ooh, it's so exciting. I love these little things. They're so cute. Okay, then I'm going to take a bigger bead and I'm going to put them at the top there. And I'm going to take a smaller one and put them there. And I'm going to take it. I'm going to do a white one. I'm going to do a nice little white one. I'm mixing between white and pink. Now I think I'm going to see if I can put a little guy. See how it knocked it over? But I like that because they don't really want to go around. You kind of want to offset them a little bit. That looks good. Okay, and I'm going to put a bigger bead at the bottom. And I'm going to put 2 right there. See that? And then put this little guy there. And I might be able to put one here. Yep, that's looking good. I'll put that one back up to that one. Making sure. And I think I can sneak. I'm going to do a little one there. Yep. Okay. Now I've got no exposed gel. And the reason why I don't want to have any exposed gel because if that's a spot that I want to put something on, I got to put it on now. Because if you nuke it, then you're going to have a clump of clear. Then if you put some clear on it to make something stick to it, it's going to sit even higher. So I have no exposed clear gel at all. That's when I'm going to take this thing. I got this off of Amazon. And I do not recommend this for a complete cure. I don't even want to call it something to cure it because all I'm doing is setting it. I'm just setting it so these little beads don't move before I do the full cure in the proper light. Just don't cure your gel. And this is just meant for a few seconds. That's all you have to do it with, just a few seconds. Okay, so I'm going to take my dotting tool again. Okay, so I'm just going to get another little dollop. And I'm going to put that now. I feel pretty confident, so I'm just going to totally fill all this in. I think I need a bit more. Yeah, it didn't even get on there. Yep. And now I'm going to grab some more beads. Maybe a little white one. And maybe a little pink one. And I think that screams a white one right here, doesn't it? Maybe I can get a big one in there. Yep, that feels good. Okay, again, gonna get that handy little light. I mean, you can pop it into the light for a second. I'm just doing this because it's really quick. I'm just trying to keep it away from my gel. I just want to hold those guys because I really like those where they are. And we're just literally talking 5-10 seconds. And you can do that in there 5 or 10 seconds too. Okay, I'm just going to get another little dollop of hard gel. You can do this with a brush too if you'd rather. And I'm going to place it right down over top of my little white dot. And I'm going to nudge it up to these guys. And when I pull it away, make sure there's no tail of gel, because that will fall onto your design and possibly wreck it. If you didn't see it, it's going to cure to it, right? Okay, so I'm just going to pop some more beads on here. Now I'm just going to look at this and make sure it's staying within my circle. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Just gonna hit that bit, make sure that it's... And I think I need just a little bead. I'm gonna stick them in there, which means I need to push this over a little. Maybe up there. That's maybe what's missing there. Now I'm going to give that a full nuke, full cure. Once I'm happy with that, make sure nothing's in the light cured. Then I'm going to put all my little caviar beads around to bring it all together. Okay, now I'm not going to use my hard gel anymore. I am going to use just a top coat. This is real easy to do. So I'm just going to get my reveal top coat. And I'm just going to put a dollop here of it right on the table next to my caviar beads. So then I'm just going to take this little brush, just a tiny little brush, and get my bristles all saturated with the gel. And I just want a tiny little bit on there, not very much at all. And I'm going to just take some clear gel and just pop it into the spots that I might want to add and put the caviar beads. You just got to remember where you put those little spots. So I'm just going to work on the top half right now so I don't forget where I put it. Put a little clear in there. I think I want one right up here. And maybe a couple there. Maybe one there. Maybe one there. And one there. Then clean that brush off. And then that is going to be enough like surface tension on there to be able to grab, or enough stick to grab some caviar beads. Now it can grab quite a few at once. So if you don't want that many in there, don't grab too many. Now these are tiny little beads. You might need a few to see them to get the look you want. I think I put some up in there. I think I put one over here. And I know I put some gel up in here. And I know I put some over here. And right in there. I'm not feeling enough in here though. I'm gonna grab a couple more and stick them up there. See how that's really pulling it together? Okay, now I'm gonna add some more. They're not gonna fall because they're so tiny. They have no weight to them virtually at all. So because they're pretty happy in there, I'm gonna continue putting them elsewhere. I think I want one here. And I want some under there. I definitely want some here. And I definitely want some over there, and some under there, and under there. Okay, now I just add new beads. I'm feeling like I need one over here. Although he slipped in behind, I need a couple more. Oh, goodness. I don't know about you, but I think that's just super adorable. Now, I just saw a little bit of the gel that kind of ran a little, and I don't want to see that once it cures because this is a matte finish below. Oh, actually, I might have been able to use the matte, but sometimes if you get it on the bead, it can dull the bead out. And I really don't want to dull the bead out. I really want them to be shiny. I do see that I probably can sneak one right here. Yeah, that was a good sneak. Adorable. Okay. Oh, I can't stand it. It's just too cute. Do you get that kind of cuteness, Cameraman? Can you appreciate that?
It is cute, yeah.
It's adorable. Okay, so we just nuked that for 60 seconds. And this will be the final cure. You can't go wrong with an adorable pearl bead and caviar bead wreath. I would love a giant size one and put that on my door. That's adorable. Okay, I've done the little tip. Now take a look at the photos. Like I say, Flair has amazing nail estate for nail art, so check out the photos. Well, I just love them. I think I'm going to put wreaths on everything now. Have a great Christmas.